Hello, guys, and welcome to my channel, Ride This Wave. I'm Mr. C, and I want to share this video that I saw with God's Voice today. And I believe the gentleman running, his name is Valamir, and he's having a conversation with the Queen, and she's giving a phenomenal testimony on her experience in hell with Jesus. I implore each and every one of you to go to God's Voice today and listen and watch the entire video. It has convicted my spirit. I believe it'll do the same for you with your walk in Christ. But this particular part of the video, the Lord has called me to point out is Christopher Wallace, a.k.a. the Notorious B.I.G. He was one of the famous rappers back in the 90s. And the Queen is sharing her experience on what she saw with him and Jesus in hell.
Queen, talk about the people that you saw in hell.
Biggie Smalls, or they called him Notorious Biggie Smalls. Anyway, I called him Biggie. And he was on the Bad Boy label, I believe, with Tupac and Puff Daddy and those types of people. And I was at our apartment by myself. I had just finished reading my Bible. I was sleepy. I said, let me just lay down and take a nap. Right when I was about to take a nap, I was not in the apartment. I was standing in hell, and Jesus himself was standing beside me. And I was in this it was pitch black. I mean, if you put your hand up in front of your face, you couldn't see your hand because it was pitch black. And the Lord lightened up the area where we were, maybe 2 or 3 degrees, maybe. Not really bright light, but just bright enough for me to see where I was. Well, it looked like the inside of a cave with black chunks of rock here. To the left was a jail cell. It was a caved out hole in the hell wall, but it had black bars, vertical, black bars. Maybe 8 or 9 of them, and they were black, about that thick. And there were 2 demons guarded in this cell. These demons were about 13 or 14 feet tall. They were the demons were darker than the darkness in hell. This craziest thing. And they had staffs. They had poles. And you couldn't tell that they were demons until they opened their eyes. Their pupils were white. But you could even tell that they were there because they blended in with the darkness. And they were guarding Biggie's cell. And in this cell, he was on fire. He had on a hospital gown, like we would wear here in the hospital. Like you would come to the hospital and be treated, and they would have you change your clothes and put you in a hospital gown, that type of hospital gown. And he was on fire, but the fire was coming from the inside of him. And he was just holding the bars. It was burning. And I'm standing there beside Jesus, and I asked Jesus, why is he here? And this is what Jesus said verbatim. It's on record in heaven. This man told me he didn't need me. This man believed he was a king. This man went to a fetish priest and got charms that he carried around in his pocket to become famous. He said, but mostly because he told me he didn't need me. And this man will be here throughout all of eternity. So after Jesus stopped speaking, one of the demons was speaking this language. It was ancient, but I had an idea what he said because of the actions of the other demon. The other demon opened the jail cell and got Biggie out of the jail cell, and a king's robe appeared out of nowhere, red and white king's robe. A golden crown appeared in his head, and they bound him hand and foot. And they took him and they put him in this machine. It's what I can't think of anything else to call it except a juicer. They put him in this juicer, and he felt, even though there are no bones in hell, one of the torments in hell is you still have the feeling of pain. You have the feeling that you have bones and ligaments and tendons, even though you don't, but you still have that feeling. That's one of the torments. And he felt the breaking of bones, the ripping of tissue, the ripping, the cracking of his skull. He felt it all. And he came out like a big mush of like ground up hamburger with bone and tissue and blood in it. And then his body came right back into place, back the same way it was before they put him in the juicer. They took him back and put him in that jail cell and they shut the door. And when they shut the door, he exploded. I mean, it was as if somebody put a bomb in his chest and he exploded on fire and he started to scream.
You know what's interesting? In his song, I just looked up one of these lyrics, 1994 song, Suicidal Thoughts, from Ready to Die, I guess the album. He did say, he says, when I die, he said a curse word, and says, I want to go to hell.
When I die, fuck it, I want to go to hell.
He said it. That's where he wanted to go.
That's where he is.